Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 9:31. Good to be with you guys this morning once again. I am standing in for Roger. He won't be with you this morning here. There is a bit of technical issues on that side there, but hopefully moving forward this afternoon, the recap, he will be in. If not, then I'll be with you guys. It's good to be with you guys. As I mentioned, we want to obviously get going. We want to see what's happening in the markets, and we had wonderful 2 days. We want to see if we can continue that momentum. I'd obviously first like to welcome everybody and then welcome all the new guys that's on here for the first time. That's not been with me before. I hope you are splendid. You're going to enjoy it. And then to my regulars, I can see majority, the guys that are on here most of the time. Good morning. Good morning. Jay, I see you on here. Yeah, you went on yesterday. Good morning. Good morning. And if you're new, please let me know. I'd like to welcome you. I'd like to get the other guys also to welcome you. And then we take it from there. It's 9:32. Just a reminder of your cutoffs there for withdrawals, guys. Mondays to Fridays, 1500 hours, and Saturdays at 9 a.m. And then also don't forget that QTE is a licensed financial service provider, or FSP. 45262. Don't forget that. That's also important. I'm a registered rep there to give a bit of advice under supervision. And also don't forget your phases, guys. These are critical. Your breakout phase, movement phase, and accumulation phase. And when you take these phases back to the pivot points, it makes it even better to understand. So make sure that you understand those points. Go to YouTube, check out all of my sessions that I've been having with the guys. And obviously you'll then see what I mean by pivot points. Now, just before I continue, can everybody see me clearly? Can everybody hear me? We got about 2 minutes, so it's okay. I'm just doing a couple of checks. Can everybody see me clearly? Clive, you weren't on yesterday. Didn't see you yesterday. There's a few more guys coming on here, so we're just gonna wait for them. All right. Any questions so far before we carry on? There's 2 minutes left. Any questions? Let's see what the guys are saying here, because those questions could be in the form of technical analysis that I can give some insight to. If you need to ask something, then we can look at it. But let's just go through our norm, and then we're going to deal with any questions. All right, so the levels you weren't shipped yesterday. The levels for the NASDAQ, we're going to go and check it now. We'll check that now. All right, Gerard. Let's quickly go to our dollar index. Let's go to our dollar index. Let's just go see where the dollar is trailing, guys. I said to you yesterday, look at this. Look at the dollar. Look where we are. We are at that 110 area as mentioned. All right, we at the 110 area here. If we break this support here, we're going further. All right. Yes, it's weakened. It's come back from that resistance there, which we chatted about. It's resisted quite a bit. Consumer confidence was very low yesterday. So obviously they need some spending in there. They cannot raise the rates as aggressively as what they did. Is everybody clear with the dollar? They cannot raise those rates as aggressively as they did. Pietro, it's good to see your face today. All right. They cannot, because the more they raise those rates, it's going to be impossible for consumers to have anything in there that's going to help them, all right, in terms of spending. So it's a bit of a problem. And so they need to get that balance right there, all right? They need to get the balance right, not only for investors that are coming from outside of the system, but they also need people in that specific system to spend as well. And if there's no spending happening, all right, the stores, when from a retail perspective, it's not making money. And so stock sits there, then they got to have more sales, which is what a lot of people like, though, they like their sales. But nevertheless, all right, so there needs to be spending from both sides. All right, so that they can maintain that balance. So I believe there was going to be about a 75 basis points increase, 0.75%, but it seems like they are going down to 50 basis points, which is 0.5%, and that's going to be very important. It's going to make sure that some of the guys can have access to some cash in the U.S. system. All right, and as you guys know, the U.S. system is the global reserve currency. At this point, I told you guys long ago that the dollar at this point is, before that, the pound was, the euro was. So currencies, they do take chances like people take chances in power. That's just what it is. It's just how life is. All right. And the same you can see with the Queen also gone now. King Charles is there. So there are power shifts. All right. And at this point in time, the US is on that power trip at this moment in time. Most commodities that you will find, they pegged with the dollar. Therefore, it's very liquid. It's cheaper than that of the euro and the pound. So obviously it's more affordable. And so businesses are trading on that basis. Even countries, need to remind you, they're using the dollar as a base currency to help them boost their economy because their currencies are a little too weak. Are we together? To get that kind of income that they want so that they can obviously spend. Remember, spending is not only inside the country. They need money so they can buy from other countries as well because their country might not be producing what they need to actually make a living. Isn't it so? So there's certain areas in the world that has oil and there's certain areas that doesn't have oil. So you need to import that oil. Does it make sense? What about platinum? What about silver? What about gold? You don't only use gold for jewelry. Are we together? Platinum is not only for jewelry. These are metals. These are in commodities, but they are used for manufacturing as well. Is everybody clear? So they're used for various kinds of product. And so people need to import them so that they can obviously make that product because maybe they have a skilled labor force. Maybe they have cheaper labor force. Look at India. You guys know the labor there? Are we together? Labor force. What about China? It's cheaper there, isn't it so, guys? So the guys in Apple, I don't know, we're starting off very strong here, right, Cheryl? Teresa, my word, we're starting off strong this morning. So the guys in the US will send all their labor. Look at Apple, all right? They'll send it to China for manufacturing. What about Samsung? You guys know that there was some movement there in India. You guys know that that the Samsung was made there in the East. Are we together? So it's manufactured by a different country because the labor force is cheaper there, all right, and it's more effective, all right. Let's not only say cheap. Let us give credit where it's due because sometimes when you say something is cheap, you don't want to go for it. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Let me actually ask the question. You know what, guys? You know what I love about the trading room is we can be honest. Yeah, Uncle Philip, let me ask the question to the ladies. Petro, have you guys ever bought a fake bag? Have you ever bought a fake bag? I'm not going to say you must come out 100%. I know that's a bit of a taboo. When you ask that to people, they'd be like, hey, I don't want to tell people I bought a fake bag. Whatever. But then there's some people that say, hey, man, it was cheaper. It looked like the real thing. And so I bought it. All right. Let's see. Tebo, it's absolutely good to be here. Uncle Philip says no. Guys, just so you know, that's Uncle Philip's sense of humor. Just so you do know, he's like me. We have a very odd sense of humor. That's his. Petro says yes. I think Petro deserves a round of applause. Come on, let's just give a round of applause because that's not something that people I would say it like Petro. I'd say it. I got it for a better price, but other people out there say no way. Palesa says not yet. Palesa's flexing, Cheryl. Look at this. Look at this muscle. Palesa's flexing this morning. All right. So it's important to understand everything that I've mentioned. I'm connecting it to the dollar. And so we are seeing a possible weaker dollar going all the way to 108. Is everybody clear on the dollar here? Is anyone with flu this morning? Is there anyone with flu this morning? Is that Teresa? You have nothing. Do you have a bit of flu? I can see your nose, you're struggling. I'm not even speaking, but I can see it. I can see in your eyes, you're struggling a bit there, yeah? Clive, you okay? You look okay. Cheryl, I'm not so sure there. I'm balancing in between, so you got to correct me, but I saw Teresa. All right, okay, all right. So my eye's good there, right? Good there? The eye's good. So we got to train the eye. So let's move. We're going to go to the MT5 now. Let's go and see what's happening with this sucker. And then we're going to go to a few pairs, check if there's anything there for us. Because, guys, at the end of the day, we are not only to talk about a lot of stuff, but we are also here to chat, and look for opportunities. Everybody clear? Everybody clear? I normally give the guys 14 seconds. You guys are no strangers to that. So 14 seconds, and then I'm going to push on. I'm just getting my charts ready here. And then I'm going to push on. And then another reminder, remember, Roger's having a bit of technical glitches on his side there. So hopefully by this afternoon, he'll be with you guys. But if not, because he's so, I'll be here with you guys, all right? So if he's not here, I will be here with you guys, and we'll just do a recap, all right? Let me quickly see there. Someone did ask me, I believe it was Gerard, that asked me for those levels on the NASDAQ, all right? Now, guys, concerning this sucker over here, we were actually spot on with this movement up. We were actually spot on. Did it go to the take profit? No. But I've said to you guys many times, don't guarantee a take profit or stop loss. Is everybody clear? You cannot guarantee it. It doesn't mean just because it's there, it's going to go there. Remember, price is price. You don't control your life. So you cannot ever find a guarantee on the market either, because the market is the reflection of a human being. Please make a note of that if you haven't. The price that's moving is the reflection of a human being. It's just what it is. Are we together? Every business is the reflection of our mind. Everything, every book, every store, every car, every plane, whatever you can think of is a reflection of what comes out of the mind of a man. Are we together? Man, which is huios there, both for male and female. Are we together, everybody? Both, all right? So what's very important here, guys, what's going to be key is that when you look at this, you got to apply the same concept. Rather put a take profit that is more relevant than the one you put. So we might have put 11,728 there, but be more relevant and say, okay, 11,728, but Ash, this looks like the area it might touch, and then it does a pullback. So you rather than get out at a place like this that you can see. Is everybody clear? I hope my voice is not too loud, guys. I'm just very passionate about the technicals. I told Clinton Kruger this morning, I'm obsessed with the technicals, you know, and so this is part of that. So if you can see it's turned here before, why wouldn't you take your profit there? Pete says closed in time. Let's give Pete a round of applause. Nomfanello took my profit, then jump out. Let's give a round of applause there. Anyone else that took their profit and ran? Because, guys, at the end of the day, we are working with data that happened before. Ask Teresa. When she is diagnosing, Teresa, so I'm always talking about your science and so forth. I like science, all right? I like how you discover stuff, how they analyze, all right? And so you can even ask her when she's diagnosing, analyzing, when she's pulling something apart, she's trying to see and look at data and studying ones that have happened before. And you can at any time correct me if I'm wrong, all right, Teresa? If I'm out of line, you tell me straight, all right? So she's looking at past data and she's saying, listen, based on what has happened, the probability is high that it could happen again, not will, because guys, remember, things can, what's the word there? Is it not evolve when something changes rapidly, and mutation, that's the word. All right, mutation can happen, which is abnormal. Are we together, right, Teresa? A mutation can be birthed out of normality. So the same year, can it go higher? Yes, Petra, we can. But the probability is higher that it may not mutate based on previous data. So we approach with the same mindset. That high is what we want. So put that in your plan. Don't try to be in that mindset, or don't have the mindset of a guaranteed take profit. I don't know how to say that in Zulu. If someone can tell me in Sotho or Zulu or Pedi, whatever, I'll say it. You're going to cry. Does it make sense, everybody? So be careful with this. Commander also snatched. Beautiful. Gerard snatched. Beautiful. Fani, you as well. All right, I'm seeing Gomez is giving it to me there, but Tatos looks easier. Uzokala. I'm telling you, cry. Is everybody clear? So Nazi, we're waiting. It's come down again. We're waiting. The dollar is weakening at this moment, and we saw the inverse relationship between the dollar and the indices. When the dollar came down, this one went up. Are we together? Is everybody clear? So when this one went up, the dollar was down. Look at the S&P now. The S&P here, guys, we are above 3811. So if we look at our zones, that is more relevant to us, that's about 69 pips away. So if I take this up, look, taking it up, this could be a trade for someone. The second risk you're going to have to take is till there. And that is from there to that area, that's 120 pips. There's two options here. It's either you are going to take it from there to there, which is a lower risk because we're already in that zone, all right? Lower risk, meaning that it is a shorter distance, but higher risk because you're going to be trading this on a shorter time frame. If you trade this is on a shorter time frame. Can you see that? So the risk, you guys know, is always higher on the shorter time frame, but you can see it's broken out successfully here. Is everybody clear? Yeah, there's Zeph's, look at guys, there's Zeph's, what do you call it? Is it vernacular? Is that the word? That's Zeph. Just check Zeph there. I dare not say that. I dare not say that now. Risk and reward. Let's go for risk and reward. Let's go and see. Remember, guys, this is all depending on the dollar. Don't forget that I'm saying it loud and clear once again, because what happened yesterday with the gold, Henny, did you see that? It went down nicely. And what did I say to you before? Shorter time frames, it can switch on you and go the opposite direction. It's exactly what happened. My woorde, as my mother would say, my woorde was skaars koud. My words were just cold, and then look what happens. Are we together? I said it in the morning, and it happens on the day. So maybe I shouldn't say it. And maybe I should have kept quiet, you know. All right. So here's the calculator. The first area there, Haran 3898. That's 65 pips away. Higher time frame. Shorter time frame simply means what? Higher risk. So your stop loss is going to be tighter. It's going to be tighter, 32 pips away. That's a tight one, 58 risk, which is not a lot of money, depending on who you are. Because remember, guys, at the end of the day, everybody's on different levels, right or wrong? 58 Rand might mean nothing to me or to Cheryl, or, you know, but 58 Rand might be something to Sean out there. Are we together? 580 Rand might mean nothing to all of us here. Or let's go a notch higher. 5,800 Rand might mean nothing to us. Are we together? That could just be some chicken change. You just go and buy a perfume of 2,500. You spent half of it already. Are we together, everybody? And then you go and buy a shoe or a shirt of 2,000 Rand and it's done. All right. So for some, this chicken change. All right. As as my counsel will say to me, Ash, that's chicken change, man. It's chicken change. Don't worry with the chicken change. I'm like, hey, chicken change. Biki maak meer. Where's Anya? Biki maak meer. You know, 50 Rand here, 150 there, 200 here, 350 there. Maak meer. You know, Ash, chicken change, man. Tell the people they should be going for the 3,000. I'm like, hey. All right. So stop loss at 3801, risk 59 Rand. And reward at 3898. And then yes, for the guys that are willing to take the risk a little bit higher to 3956. All right. Galaxy Vedna, first morning. Welcome. Let's give Vedna a round of applause, guys, if you don't mind. Let's welcome Vedna here. What does Vedna mean? Interesting. The first time I hear the word name Vedna, maybe you guys have heard it before, but first time I hear it, Vedna. What does it mean? Interesting. All right. Venus, I know. Verkus, I know. But Vedna, I don't. All right. So whilst we're getting that, Vedna, I hope you know what your name means. I've asked many people what their name means, and they say they don't know. I found it to be very interesting. So I hope you do. To love. All right. So show me some love, Vedna. Please show me some love. Here's the second one, ladies and gentlemen. 3955. 3955. Absolutely beautiful. You don't know yours. 3955. All right. And guys, what's important? Wider stop now. Wider stop. So this one, stop here, 3769. Risk 160 Rand. That's the second option. First option was about 58 Rand risk. The second option is 115. You got a wider stop of 64 pips. The first option at about 32 pips. This is 64. And your take profit pips is also more, 122. Palesa, you got it? You got it. Neo, you got it. Zep, you got it. Mikhail, you got it. Chuma, you got it. EJ, you got it. Have you been looking at the WTI there, Tian? Just see, man, WTI and Brent has just been going sideways. Yeah. Just been going sideways, that sucker. So, all right. So let's just do a quick recap here. Indices moved when the dollar moved. Gold moved when the dollar moved. Brent didn't move. Is everybody with me here? It's still in accumulation. WTI still in accumulation. There was some currency pairs that moved. We're going to go and look at them now. Let's just finish off here with the Dow Jones. All right, so here we go. Dow Jones. Well, our 32448 is still looking good. When you look at it from an analysis perspective, guys, we are looking good here. All right, we have broken above that zone there. So obviously we are traveling to this area here. Is everybody with me? We're traveling to that area there, which I mentioned to you, 32448. And it seems like it is panning out. But what's very important, who can tell me in what phase we are here? Who can tell me in what phase we are here? Who can tell me in what phase we are here? Let's see if the guys are here. Let's see. What phase are we in? Or what cycle are we in on the shorter time frame here? What cycle are we in on the shorter time frame? Anyone? All right, one. So remember, this was resistance here. Everybody with me? That was resistance, right? We broke out, cycle one, boom. All right, cycle one, that was resistance, cycle one. Cycle two, let's see, Fanny, Cheryl, the bone collector, non-panel, let's give them a round of applause. There we go. Beautiful, guys. Cycle two on the shorter time frames. Cycle two. So what are we waiting for? Cycle three, basically. Because if you look at the 1 minute, I said to you, when you shave the wicks, that is the highest high. Is everybody clear? We are now at the highest high on the 1 minute frame. If you do this, hold on. No, I got to bring it back, guys. That's not the highest. This is the highest. Apologies. That's the highest. Look at that. So we are now waiting for cycle three to happen. Is everybody with me? The thrust. This would turn into cycle three. Is everybody with me there? That would be cycle three. So please write that down. 32448. Is there anyone interested in taking this one long here? Remember, this is all based on the dollar index. The dollar keeps coming down. We see some more upside in the indices here. That's what we're basing it on, all right? So is there anyone that's interested? If you are, I'm going to do some risk and reward, okay? Galaxy, wait, we're going to see if we can find time. All right, we're going to see if we can find time. All right, we had a similar thing with Sipho. Sipho can also fill you in. It's Sipho's first time as well. And so even in your first lesson, it's impossible for me to talk about things briefly that I've been discussing for over a year. So you're going to have to, you really have to be in here. You have to come consistently. It's not a quick thing, all right? What we deal with in here, you can ask the guys, is a lot of competency, And so we repeat a lot of stuff. And so it's impossible to do it briefly, okay? It's impossible. I won't even lie to you. And I won't give you a fantasy land story either. All right, it's impossible. It's just too many things to understand. All right, 622. Guys, that's a lot of pips here. Who would like for me to cut it in half so that they can obviously maybe deal with that halfway mark first? Anyone? Anyone that would like me to do that? Because that's 600 pips from where it is now. All you can do is, all right, Vedna, what's very important for you to do, all right, to do catch up in a nice systematic way. Visit YouTube, go to the videos. You're going to see all the explanations in those sessions there. So I do them, all right, and there you can pause, revise. Are we together? I just want to help even someone else that's new, that's maybe not saying anything, or someone that feels stuck, all right? Because remember, not everybody may say it like Vedna right now, but you might feel, listen, I need some more help. So I'm speaking to that individual as well. All right. If you feel a little bit lost right now, don't panic. Don't even worry. Don't worry. These things come with time. So I'm already telling you psychologically, don't put pressure on yourself. Visit YouTube, go to Quick Trade, click on videos, and then you're going to see the explanations in my sessions. All right. Then you start to, just consistently attend. Look at Sipho there. Don't worry, brother. I'll always attend. That's the way. That's the way. All right. All right. So here we go. Here we're cutting in half. We're cutting in half. We're cutting in half. We're cutting it in half for a more relevant take profit. All right. I love the attitude, Vedna. Love it. Love it. Love it. So guys, there's the midway mark. Now look at this here, Kim. If we move it down, 325. Isn't that much better for some of the guys? It's much better, right? So if we take our stop loss now, but don't forget, guys, we're going to have a nice wider stop here now. Roughly around here. This looks to be okay right there. Can you see it? Roughly around there. Almost a 1 to 2 there. You got 323 pips there. You got a reward of 578. Rounded off, it's about $600. And then you got about 324 risk there, rounded off about 300 Rand. Also, can I please mention something very important? You guys know I like to mention important stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Let's do our centerpiece here. All right, Ash, what are you doing? Ash, what are you doing? Well, I'm drawing a level where price might go to first before it hits the 50%. So it's like a window for you to get out. Does that make sense? Just in case it turns around there. Exactly what I chatted about earlier on. So look at this. Look at this. If price goes to that zone, and you pull out there, 32092, 467, then we got to move it now. This is option 3, guys. Guys, this is option 3. Tighter stop. Tighter stop. But that would be an even earlier exit at 256 pips. Now remember, that is an equal zone I use in the fib to highlight where price can actually reject. Price has the ability, and you guys have seen it. Cheryl, am I right? All right. Can go up, 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 and then reject right there, and then come back down again. And then it does not even hit the 50%, and your take profit was there. So what are we doing? We're planning. We're planning just in case. Now, Jacob, that's I like what you're saying there, because yes, emergency exit like a stop loss, which I've discussed, which I'll deal with again in, for the next 30 days in my specific sessions, what an emergency exit is as it relates to a stop loss. But this, you are right, is an emergency exit as it relates to a take profit. All right, where you don't get this, the FOMO thing, the fear of missing out. And so, that thing's trending. If you had, if you started like a Henny, a little business that says FOMO trading, I'm sure people's going to be interested in that, because your message will be the opposite of what the name is. It's very controversial. So you'll say FOMO trading, and then you teach people how not to have FOMO, because that's a virus. That thing is like the flu, Once you get FOMO from people, you become infected. Are we together? And then you start to make silly mistakes. Are we together, guys? So what we're doing is we are preparing our minds to say, listen, we are not greedy here. We're planning that price could possibly do that right there. And then we get out. You're not going to wait for it to go all the way up there. Let's look at how many pips that is. Let's just see how many pips this is. Hold on for me. From there to there is 66 pips. Now imagine you are stressing for 66 pips. You put in 5 standard lots. Hey. 244,000. Are you telling me that you're going to leave it just to run for another 66 pips so you can make 309? 309,000 versus 244. Come on. I mean, look, yes, it's a couple of tens of thousands, but 244, that's a lot of money in 200 pips. Is everybody with me here? That's a lot of money. So I would gladly say, you know what, instead of me having FOMO, look at this now, watch this, suffering from that dreaded virus. Are we together? Price goes up nicely. Now you're in the money. Look at this, 244,000. And here you come, FOMO. No. I'm going to wait for 50%. I'm going to wait for 50%. And then price does this. Do you see what I mean by that, guys? You see what I mean? So now price comes down, and now you're in a very big minus there. And now you're going to 104,000. So you got to plan, you got to work out an exit strategy. Do I get out there? Do I get out here? Or do I wait for price to move all the way to there? This is going to depend on your schedule. Is everybody clear? If you are too busy, there's no ways, if you can only look at your PC every 16 hours because maybe you're so busy, then obviously 200 pips is not where you're going to go into. And you're not going to use 5 standard lots. Does that make sense, everybody? You're going to use a smaller risk. Does that make sense, everyone? You're not going to use 5 standard lots if you have a very hectic schedule. If you have a hectic schedule, you're keeping your risk a little bit lower, but you make nice profits over time because you're leaving it to run. But if you have the time and you have the bolas, the balance, the mulas, chankuras, whatever you want to call it, all right? If you have that, then obviously you can start putting in some good volumes there and take it for 100 pips, 150 and get out. Does that make sense? So the schedule, your schedule is going to be very important here. And that's the problem, that many beginners, even intermediaries, they still don't know that their schedule is the secret here. Because most intermediaries are still asking, what's the best strategy? Teach me a strategy. What do you know? A strategy. What's the best time frame? Strategy. Notice how I'm saying strategy after every word. Why? Because everybody wants the quick strategy. It's about your schedule. It's not about the strategy. Are we together, everybody? Your strategy is in alignment with your schedule. All right. I think it was pretty clear. Maybe let me know if it was clear. I told the guys last week, I like to ask if I'm clear, because I think you guys are pretty intelligent. So I hope I'm communicating correctly, you know, because that's most of the time people that are facilitating, they think the people don't understand. Are you communicating effectively and efficiently? Are we together? Everybody with me? Strategy equals schedule. Absolutely, Kim. That's the way. I'll just say Kimmy, if you don't mind. I give everyone a nickname, you know. All right, everybody clear? Jay says the only quick strategy is to get broke quick. Well, you know, you can do that quickly. You know, you have $1,000, just put 3/4 in there, you know, and you broke already. Are we together? 3/4 with no plan, you broke. 3/4 with no plan, and you broke. That your balance, though. Your balance. Guys, I'm going to mention something also very interesting that I was actually chatting to someone, and I believe it's valuable for me to mention it in here as well. But before I do that, let's just deal with the Brent and the WTI, and then I'll quickly mention that so that you can begin to develop your plan around these nuggets, all right? So you can see here with the Brent, we are still consolidating. We do not want to get involved in this rubbish here. We don't want to get involved in people's drama. Are we together, guys? There is a door. If someone comes and knocks with their drama, you'll just open up. You know what I normally do with these calls that come through, these sales calls? The moment I answer, I say, hi, Ashley speaking. Listen, before you continue, number one, I don't know the number. Number two, I'm just finding out if it's very urgent. If it's something I can deal with later or tomorrow, please call me back. What is it? No, it's just an insurance. Okay, no, call me tomorrow, please. Finish and klar. Are we together? Finish and klar. Those two things. Those are the only two things, and then they're okay. Is everybody with me? So we don't want to get involved in dramas, because now the guy can come and he can counter you, Cheryl. But why did you answer if you're busy? Because now you listen to my whole intro and then you tell me you're busy. So I thought about that. I'm like, you know what? That's true. Why did I answer? Are we together? So let me just stop it at the door right there, and the person has nothing on me. So cover your tracks. Everybody with me? Cover your tracks. Here, no drama. We don't want any drama. All right? Everybody clear? We just leave it alone for now. We wait for proper breakup. WTI. As Funny says, sorry, I tell him I'm blacklisted. That's making me reminding me of my father. He said, no, look, he's not unemployed, but he says, no, listen, I'm unemployed. Can you still help me? And then, you know, they're just like, no, sir, you know what? Have a good day. That's funny, man. Etienne, look at this. Also, a whole lot of hogwash here, isn't it so? Hey, man, Vedna, that's how we do every day, yeah? Amidst the fluctuation, whether it's up or down, we keep it consistent. We keep it consistent, all right? Even if it's not so good, all right? That's why I take my head up to the guys that have flew on here. and they're here. All right, that's it's going down, but they still here. So the consistency, and it's true, it can happen, right, Cheryl? Am I right or wrong? Where's Teresa? Where's Teresa? If there's anyone else that has flu, you feeling down, but guess what? You here. So that's cool. That's cool. You're consistent, all right. I had a short one this morning and took profit. Let's keep EJ around there, man. I didn't see EJ yesterday. Let's give EJ around there. Etienne, well done, well done, well done. All right. So we push it, we wait for it. You out, yes, good call. On Volny no Ian Khani. All right, so we wait. Let's quickly go to USD Swiss franc. And beautiful wedge. We analyzed this for a short yesterday. And it's moving down nicely. We have a area here that we've demarcated as a take profit 97745. All right, we are currently in the movement phase. So if you are going to take this specific trade, you are taking a risk. A risk of what? The price can bounce and do a bit of a retracement. Is everybody clear? If you do this trade and you short it now, please understand technically, price could possibly go up again. If your stop loss, as jy in die pad is, all right, as jy van die pad af is, jy gaan gestamp word, and we're together, you're going to get bumped. So we don't want any of that. I wish I could say that in Zulu. I got to take those classes, yeah? All right, I got an app though, but it's not working out so nicely, Henny. You know, I got an app, but I think I need the face-to-face. All right, so if you're going to take it, look at this on the 1 minute now. Watch the 1 minute. Watch the 1 minute. The 1 minute, you can clearly see that this guy is still going down. So Cheryl, is there any lower low here? Petro, is there a lower low here? Henny, is there any lower low here? Clive, is there lower low here? Chuma, Palesa, Kobile, is there any lower low here? Tabo, yes or no? Yes or no? Is there a lower low that we can use? I'm on the minute frame now. I'm waiting. Maybe I'm a bit delayed because of the load shedding, you know. Let's see what the guys are saying. Maybe I'm delayed. All right. Galaxy says no. Yes, you're quite right. But no, you're quite right. There are no lower lows. So if you're going to short it now, you see this area here. Can you see that area there? Now watch. If you short it now and price comes up from there, you're in trouble. Is everybody clear? Now, what we essentially wanted, we actually wanted to get in here. Look at this. What we actually would have loved is that area there. Why? Because after that area, it retraced. Can you see it? And then there was our entry. Can you see? Does it make sense? So this is not an entry for us now. We have to wait now until we see something happen there. We need another movement. The same happened here. Just so you do know, I'm actually letting you into a scalping secret here. This is, I'm actually showing you a secret of a scalper. Is everybody with me? There's Henny. This is a secret of a scalper. They wait. They don't just go in. They wait. They wait. They wait for it to be broken. I wish we had second charts here. You know why I would love second charts? Because that's a minute chart. First of all right, so let's take the that's a minute chart, but imagine you have 30 seconds. Teresa, we're going even lower into cell that you're diagnosing, you know, and you're pulling apart, and you know, I just love it. And so now the 30-second chart is going to give you those micro movements, all right? And then you verse that with the 2 minute. Just look at the obsession there. Your entry is like flawless on that 2 minute, and then you trade it, example, from a 2 minute chart, you leave it to run on the 5, and then you close at the 5 minute, and then you're out. There's a lot of obsession. Guys, you're obsession there, obsessed with this thing, man. But you gotta be, all right, Henny? All right, in anything, if you want to get it right, there must be obsession, healthy obsession. Kobile, healthy obsession, not the, you know, the unhealthy ones where you call a brother at 2:30 a.m. in the morning, you know, and I'm sleeping, I'm snoring, you know. Are we together, everybody? On a Sunday, you know, a Sunday afternoon, 1 a.m., I'm having a nice lunch with the family, and yeah, I get a call from Kobile or Tebo. Like, hey, Ash, how's it, man?
Am I seeing in the trading room tomorrow? Listen, I have a quick question. Hey. Are we together? So a healthy obsession is great for results. All right. All right. So yeah, we leave it. We move on. All right. And then I want you to make a note of this, guys. Just something for you to go and ponder on. All right. Can you guys please make a note of this? When you are looking at your money, all right, and the money you have, I mentioned something yesterday, and I said something that you must ask yourself is, how much money do you have available when you are trading? It's not only the technicals, it's not only the fundamentals. You got to ask yourself, how much money do you have available? Now, let me just tell you what that means. It's not your balance. Is everybody, I'm not referring to your balance, because if you have 10 grand in your account, you have 10 grand. Am I right or wrong? Right? But if you lose the 10 grand, do you have money? So you have to ask yourself the question, what money do I have that if I make a mistake that costs me 500 rand, do I have another stream of income somewhere, or 2 or 3 or 4? Do I have money that I can fill that gap with? Because it's going to take a bit of time from a knowledge technical base for you to make up for those gaps. Because you can't start trading today and then tomorrow you make millions. Is everybody clear with that, guys? Is everybody clear with that? You can't trade today and make millions tomorrow unless you win the lotto. Because I've seen the lotto 180 million overnight. Henny, psychologically, what maak jy aan 'n man? What does it do to a man, Clive? When you put a ticket in there, you go to bed with 10 rand in your pocket. Next morning, 180 million. Are we together? It will stretch you on levels that's unprecedented. Is everybody clear? So unless you have that, then you have to ask yourself, what money do I have? Because you're going to have to put fillers in there. If you lose 200 bucks, make sure you have something there where you can do what? Put in that 250. Are we together? If you make a mistake, make sure you can come and replenish. And whilst you're replenishing, you are learning. Does it make sense? So you do less replenishing. Because depositing and replenishing is totally different. Are we together? Replenishing and depositing is different. Please, guys, I'm giving you stuff here. I hope you guys are making notes, because these things are going to help you. It's all psychological. Is everybody clear? All psychological. Replenishing, depositing is different. So if you keep replenishing the whole time, it means you're making mistakes and you need to learn some more. Does that make sense, everybody? All right. Vedna, I don't know. If you have the money, you can go buy it right now if you'd like. USD Swiss franc, 0.97745. You can see there's a bit of a rejection there now. Look at the minute. Aha. See that? That's what a scalper will wait for. Can you see that? That's what a scalper waits for. They wait for that sucker to happen. And then what do is they wait for price to push down below. But remember, some scalpers don't use a minute frame here as a confirmation. All right. See the inverted commas? Using it very loosely here. Some of them are going to use a 3-minute. Because look at that rejection. Is everybody with me? Some of them are going to use a 5-minute. They'll say, no, the next 5-minute candle that closes beneath there, that's my scalping candle. I use that as my entry. Is everybody with me? Some guys will say, no, 10 minutes. I'll rather wait 10 minutes because that's a stronger candle close. Some guys, let me say, end of 30 minutes. The next 30 minutes that closes beneath there, I'm shorting. Is everybody with me, you guys? It varies from trader to trader. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. You're welcome, Dead Bone. USD CAD. USD CAD. We are strongly on the way to 1.35043. All right. And Henny, this one panned out exactly. You see, so this one goes and works differently. Can you see that? So now we had the gold matter yesterday. It was brilliant. We were moving down nicely and then it shoots up, right? Because of the dollar. So remember, that comes with a territory when you're trading the dollar and the gold, right? Now look at this one here. This one, from a symmetrical triangle perspective, all of our ducks were in a row. Southern hemisphere, it was wider. We went down below. We crossed the finish line in the southern side, and it has continued to go down. Can you see it? So this one panned out exactly. This is that example. Now we have two conflicting areas or two conflicting trades. Gold didn't work out that way, but yet the USD CAD did. So that shows you that anything can happen. Does that make sense? It's not guaranteed. All right, everybody. And I know I say that with so much humility. All right. Our lives are not guaranteed either. You don't know if you're going to make it tomorrow. Are we together, everybody? That's the fact of life. Everybody clear? Everybody clear? I like to mention a couple of extreme stuff so that we can remember what we're being taught. Yeah. But I'm happy they've taken that out of the school, though. Even though I remember the classes van ek was gewetter jong, you know. So I remember a lot of stuff, you know. I was brilliant. So yeah, we're waiting for the 1.35043. Then we pause. Then we pause. Then we wait. Then we wait. For now, from where price is to there is only 46 pips. Your tight stop loss will be about 23 pips, roughly around there. It's not worth it to put stress on there. Are we together? Don't put your stress on 15 pips. Don't put your stress on 20 pips. Is everybody clear? Unless you have the backing of finance to do that. If you don't have the backing, and I'm speaking to all my students here, everybody from different walks of life. If you don't have the backing, forget it. Move on. Are we together, everybody? And there's nothing wrong with that. And someone did say it. One of the other viruses, apart from FOMO, there's so many viruses, right? Another virus is living beyond your means. It's a virus. That thing goes around and you live beyond your means. And now you trade beyond your means. Is everybody with me? All right, let's go to AUD USD. This one here, you can see the dollar is weakening. But guys, remember, this is creating that wedge, that flag, and we could see it pushing down once again. Please don't forget, that area is going to be key. So I want you to watch this zone here. Let me actually put that there. That is going to be key for us. So watch the 65224. Is everybody clear with that? That was previous analysis. That was for long. It did not, the dollar strengthened, so therefore it did not work out. So we just leave it alone. So watch please write this down, 65224 or 0 point. All right, 65224. Schools no longer tell kids the truth. They should have, if you guys agree with me, they should have the markets in schools, in high schools. They should be telling people about the NASDAQ. They should be telling people about the S&P. They should be telling the people about the Russell's 2000. They should be telling them about the FTSE. Are we together? They should be telling them about gold and oil and what oil makes. Plastic manufactures a whole lot of things, a plethora of product. They should be saying this. They should be teaching them a class. I teach some of the, those grade 9s and grade 10s there, of technical analysis. They should. So just imagine the JSE went into schools, guys. I think that would be a powerful investment into our kids, isn't it so? Are we together? Faster jump. Imagine the JSE embarked on that. We should maybe write a letter. What do you guys think? Just write a letter. They open up a new department there, secondary teaching or something like that, and they send us in there and we teach these kids about trading. Yeah, boost our economy. Probably say no, but maybe they're going to make so much money they're not going to spend it in South Africa. All right, so this one we watch. But we'll still write the letter, right, Cheryl? All right, so please, will you do the first draft there? Will you please first, do the first draft, Cheryl? I'll come in the second. We'll just bring Kim and Palesa, and we'll bring Teresa and Clive in there. Let's do some proofreading. We send that sucker in, yeah? You never know. I know a guy that got $200,000 from Richard Branson in South Africa. He opened up his gym, and he's a multi-millionaire today. He's about 37, 38. He got that injection into his business at around the age of 16 or 17. He wrote a letter at the age of 16 or 17, somewhere around there, in his teens still. He got $200,000 from Lord Richard Branson, all right, by Richard Branson. All right. And he's a millionaire today, multi-millionaire today, 37, 38 years old. So it is possible. Are we together? It is possible. It's highly unlikely, but it's possible. Let's move. NZD/USD, guys. I'm loving this session, man. We're sharing a lot and we're doing some trading at the same time. Yeah, good chats, good flavor, and we're doing some trading. Now, this one is looking good. Is this not looking good, you guys? We're looking for a long here, and it is moving up. Uncle Philip, Mr. W, look at this. It's moving up. So we're looking for the long, but we need the close above the 0.58161. I put this in the snippet for you guys. You'll see the FX snippet there, NZD/USD. You saw there, 0.58. I said there's two kinds of traders here. I made it specifically. I said aggressive guys, they're going to go in at 58041, and the conservative guys are going to wait for 58161. All right, is everybody with me? So 58161 preferably, ideally, is the one that we would like to go into. When you guys please write that down for me, please, 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 and then write down the TP, the exit plan there, 6523. 6523, 0.6523. I see there. Schools added coding. Why not trading? Yes, the robotics, right, John? Financial education. There we go. There we go. We manifested. Maybe Mikhail, if you ever use a trading stop, what is the best following distance? It's not really a following distance, man. For you to have a metric there on what you're going to follow with that trailing stop, look at the amount of pips that it normally moves per day, and you can cut it in half. So if it moves about 100 pips a day, cut it in, into half or cut it into a quarter. So a 25 trailing stop loss would be good. Are we together? Are we together there? So always cut it into half, like I do with the fib, guys. Cut these things into half. Use your tool to do this, all right? So if it moves 200 pips a day, you cut it in half. It's 100 pips. Now, a nice trailing stop on a max of 200. If you have a trailing stop that has moved 100 pips up, how much money have you secured there? Does that make sense? You've already locked in 100 pips of profit. So cut it in half. Okay. Cheryl there, 16 months old. Anything's fine. I start now with the. I'm telling you, we just halfway there, Cheryl. Mine is 7 months, my boy. 7 months. I got a 10-year-old girl. I'm already schooling on the markets. She's watching me with my screens, and I'm telling about trends and blah, blah, blah. That boy is 7 months, and I'm putting him in front of the markets already, the candles. I actually talking nonsense. Yeah, they consume. It's in the brain. Are we together, everybody? We're dreaming about candles. And when he's 3 years old, he'll say, Dad, I came to see, I saw a green candle in my dream. What does it mean? I said, let's talk. He said, close daily there. Gerard, daily, my good friend. Daily. Stop loss at NZD/USD. Look, let's go and do a pending order. Let's do a pending order because we can't give a stop loss at this moment in time. All right. So let's just do a pending first, right, Kimmy? So a pending would mean we wait for price to push up. Am I right or wrong? So look at that. So let's say price closes there. Let's just use this as a hypothetical example. Just so, by the way, hypothetical doesn't mean hypothetical. Hypothetical doesn't mean hypothetical. I'll just say they're going to check it out. Do the research on that. Hypothetical doesn't mean hypothetical, technically speaking. Socially speaking, it does, but not technically. So let's say 0.58415, it closes above, right? 0.58415, it closes above there. Our TP will remain the same. 0.6523. Guys, I'm enjoying this session. How about you? I'm enjoying this session. How about you? I'm enjoying this session, man. It's free, Mr. W. My word. All right. So here we say, all right, we want to take it up to 0.6523. All right. Come on, my friend. Don't leave me in the lurch. 0.6523. There we go. 210 pips. All right. And then we have a stop loss here, roughly around 0.57315. So work with that zone there, right, Kimmy? 0.57315, 198 Rand of risk. And then we have about 380 Rand worth of rewards. Rewards. All right. Someone said something very interesting to me. He said to me, God gives you a reward and man gives you awards. God gives you a reward and man gives you an award. So it's a very interesting one there, Henny. You know, so here we're speaking about award really, because the man is going to give us the award of 380. They're buying and they're selling, isn't it? So they're going to give us that specific award there, and we got a risk of 198. That's if price closes like that. That's just the pending, because you're never going to get it at 58161. Remember, let me remind you about bid and ask. Let me remind you of bid and ask. Bid and ask, a bid price is the selling price. Don't forget that. Bid price is the seller's price. Are we together, everybody? The asking price is the buyer's price. Now, when you look at that from a bid and ask perspective, the asking price is always above. The bid price is below. Can I show it to you real quick? You go to the minute frame here. Can you guys see this area here? Now I'm going to put on my properties. See, these things that I'm showing you, this is priceless. This is live market showing you these things. Any? All right? Kobile? Tabs? So here we go. Show what? Ask price, which tells you the gray one is the what? What is the gray price? Talk to me. Talk to me. What is the gray price? Because here it says show ask price. So what is the gray one then? The bid. Tato, beautiful. Beautiful. That's the bid. So it's telling you which candle is creating what? Which candle is creating which price is creating the candle? Which price is the bid is? Exactly. Not the ask. The ask price is not creating. There's the ask price. It is the bid price that creates the specific candle. On the German 30, you'll sometimes see the ask price creates it. So you got to see the differences there. So if you get kicked out or you're looking for profits, you'll say, no, but I was supposed to make profits. No. Hold on. Did the bid price move past your entry? Are we together? And did the bid price move past the spread? Because the bid price creates the candle. Are we together? So the bid price must move past the entry. Bid price must move past the spread. So if the spread is 7 pips, if the spread is 10 pips, if the spread is whatever, the bid price must move past it. Because when the bid price moves past it, the ask is going to move past it as well. Is everybody with me here, guys? Is everybody with me? If you are trading long, now remember at this specific place here, if you are longing, you will use the ask price. All right? It's going to kick you in with the red price that you cannot put in there and say it has to get me in. No. We work on a system, all right, of traders, all right, and we put you in at the best price available. So even if you want to go in at 0.58041, it's impossible. Does that make sense, everybody? Is everybody with me there? Because there's just too much fluctuation. So price pushes up too much, and the best price that links with you, if there's a seller, you get a buyer. Is everybody with me? If you are selling, you need a buyer, but the buyer might not come in at your price. Please understand that, guys. So this is important stuff here. All right. This is the technicals that many guys do not understand. All right. We're giving it to you so you know it. Everybody clear? So at this point here, you can see the bid price still is at the bottom. And you always know the ask price is more expensive or higher. Always remember that. Always remember that. So are you guys with me now in agreement? NZD USD, if we do break above 58161, we take it to 6523. All right. Jacob, not necessarily. Not necessarily. All right. It's not the market creators. Remember, what creates fluctuation? It's buyers and sellers. It's people that participate in the market. Are we together? A broker cannot create what you are asking. The broker is dependent on traders. The bank is dependent on traders. Insurance is dependent. Does it make sense? So you need people to put the money in. That determines what the trend is. It is the buyers and sellers. Is everybody with me here, guys? The buyers and sellers. And how do the buyers and sellers come into play? Who can give me a nice answer there? I know the answer, but I'm asking because I also like to ask questions. I like to ask questions because I want to see if you know. So how would the buyers and sellers get in there? How would they get into the trend? How would they? Or how would a trend form with the buyers and sellers? What do they use to create those trends? Talk to me. What do they use to actually invest? These buyers and sellers. Petro says order. Be a little bit more specific there. All right? A little bit more specific. All right? What do they use? What do buyers and sellers use to invest? Thank you. Let's give Jacob a round of applause. They use politics, they use economics, they use sociological factors to invest. And who stands behind those? Key authority figures, gatekeepers, officials, governments, ministers, official representatives, boom, 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 boom. Everybody with me? All these guys, they market by showing what? Information about what's happening. And these guys respond to that. Is everybody clear? They respond to it. I saw, did you guys see that thing about news? Sorry, it's called newspaper. Did you guys, have you seen it before? It's called newspaper. So the acronym for newspaper, N stands for North, E stands for East, W for West, S for South, right? Newspaper. And then the paper is, the first P is past, the A is and, the next P is present, the E is event, and the R is report. So it's North, East, West, South, past, and present event report. So what you do is, what you do is, with that, you go, if you're trying to understand the newspaper, or what you do is you say, okay, what's happening in the North? What's happening in the East? What's happening in the West? So if you divide it like this, Cheryl, now what you're doing is you're creating categories in your mind. When someone asks you what's happening around the world, now you start responding and say, well, you know, in the North, you know, we have high inflation, you know, gas is really crazy there, and South Africa is affected by it. And then, you know, it's tied to the East, you know, China, a very, very big exporter, Japan following there. So now you're putting things into perspective. You're not just speaking all over the place. Is everybody with me? So that, you know, I thought I just mentioned that to you guys so that you can have a tighter grip on what's happening around you. Is everybody clear there, guys? Something I found fascinating as well. You know, we learn every day, yeah? All right, so we can leave this alone. Let's go to, I saw something there from Gerard. Yes, we will. AUD, NZD, and NGAS. We will check it out. All right, just give me a sec. Just give me a sec. All right, this is a packed session, man. I didn't know we were gonna have such a packed session. Didn't know we were gonna have such a packed session. World on cover created on 24th on the daily of ends did not have an impact direction. Not necessarily. That's Mikhail. Not necessarily. Remember, fundamentals, what we're dealing with here is short-term announcements. So it doesn't necessarily impact on the direction. It just delays the direction. Please know that, guys. When fundamentals come out on a weekly basis or what, that just delays direction, but ultimately it goes back to what it was doing. Okay. Because there are markets that push it, like the equities market, guys. NASDAQ is not just going up for no reason. People are trading they have a lot of money in equities, long-term, hedge funds and insurance companies. Are we together? Everybody with me? These institutions, they have so much money that's there, and that's creating that overall trend. These companies, guys, Tesla and Amazon and all these guys that you are seeing in these indexes, there's people that's trade, they have millions, multi-millions And whether it's rands or dollars or euros, whatever, in these companies, are we together in the form of shares? And that is holding the money and the trend up. Is everybody clear with guys? It's holding the trend up. So even if you see the price falling, don't be fooled by that. That is short-term reaction. There's money in these long-term trends, big money. Is everybody with me, guys? Hundreds of thousands of standard lot sizes here that these guys are putting in. One institution can put in 200 lots because they have the backing to do that. Does it make sense, everybody? Liquidity providers. All right. All right. So let's just finish off with these ones here. GBP USD is pushing to 1.16. Where is Zunga? Zungs. Hold on. The paper bit again. I see any newspaper there, northeast, west, south, and past and present events report. That's what it stands for there. Guys, were we not spot on here? Henny, I hope you got it there. 1.16. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? 1.16. We're hitting both. We hit Zungu's and we're hitting mine. The 1.14 and the 1.16. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And look at this, Henny, again. Look at this. Broke up, northern side, crossed the finish line, and we proceed up. So look at our gold now compared to what we were dealing with. Isn't it? You see, so it's not that it doesn't work. It's just in that moment, the dollar just did, just give warme klap gegee, basically, that's what you, just a quick smack, Tubbs, Cheryl, well done. Let's give Cheryl a round there, man. That fist is for power. All right, there's the line chart right there. That is for Thabo. Thabo, what time frame? What time frame? So if we go back, right there. So we ending it off at 1.16. And then we out. All right, you got it? Just let me know there real quick, Thabo. I'm going to give you 14 seconds. You will get it back. You get it back. You get it back. All right. All right, let's move. Euro USD. Euro USD got you. And then we go to USD JPY. All right, Euro USD, and then we go to USD JPY. Oof, look at this. It actually went to the 99 area. 423. I would. That is absolutely incredible. There's also a signal that came out. We were doing this morning, actually. This morning. Hold on. I have a better chart here. Just let me know if you can see this chart. I have a better chart for you on the Euro USD. I did it this morning. Can you guys see this? All right. So TP that we're taking it to is 1.01828. That is right there, 1.01828. It looks good. All right, it looks good. Enter at 99780. It's obviously moved far past that now. It's moved up 61 pips already. Kimmy, can you see that? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that amazing, Cheryl? Henny? Palace, isn't that amazing? But now remember, guys, this trade is short-term based on, let's go, look. It's based on, watch that. Short-term, all right, based on dollar weakness. That's what this trade is based on. We still have the euro interest rates coming out. Don't forget that. Are we together, everybody? So if we have the ECB speaking, the euro could be affected. So this is an in and out. This is not a trade you're going to hold for. It's a quick one. Is everybody with me? Henny, it's like that gold that shot at us. It's a quick, just a quick one, and then all right. You missed the entry. It's all good, right? And I know you don't suffer from the FOMO, so that's all good, yeah. All right. No, that disease, that thing there, guys. I think I must develop a cure for that one, right, Kobile? Get to Met. I think I should develop. Maybe I should speak to Therese. Maybe let's come up with a serum here, you know, or something. I'll give a class and say, guys, I have the answer you need. All right, the FOMO serum. All right, so Euro USD. If you're not in here, guys, all right, remember the stop loss is based on the entry of the signal. So if you're going to get in now, your risk will be different. All right, you're going to have to pull this one up. If you're going to get in now, you're going to have to pull it up, and you can see the risk is going to be much higher for you to take this trade. Can you take it? Of course. You can go and jump in front of a bus right now if you want. You can jump in front of a train if you want. You can go and get out of an airplane and skydive without a parachute if you want. You can do what you want. Are we together, everybody? But the question is it ideal? No, it is not. It's not wise to do it. So at this point, now you're dealing with 77 pips. It's tighter. Look at today's range here. You are inside today. Is everybody clear? You're inside today. So if this thing comes down, need I say more? All right. Nice, Kitametsi. All right, major target. Let's give Kitametsi a round of applause. They're beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Guys, and that's the way that target for her might be $500, maybe $1,000, maybe 1,005. You've got to get that in there. You got to know your target. Did I share with you guys the compounding theory that you can utilize to assist you with targets? Have I shared it with you guys? All right, let's quickly finish up here. Then we can end the session off with a concept that you can alter if you want, but I'm going to give you a framework. Is that okay? Something to help you, because many guys, they don't know. So how do I, how do I have, or how do I create a target for myself? Are we together? And they don't know how many trades to do. Is everybody clear? They don't know how many trades to do. So there's a concept that I'll show you. All right. No, Commander, not at all. We use the MT5. All right. Are we together? What you're asking is that's only a site that is giving you opportunities and options to analyze. It's basically data. And there's thousands of those sites. All right. There's just some of them that's marketed better than others. There's how many forms of dishwasher do you get, Henny? I mean, some are just marketed better. They put more money behind the marketing, but there are hundreds. Are we together, everybody? It's just how you actually analyze, how you actually market it. All right. So Euro USD, we leave it. Let's go to AUD NZD. AUD NZD. AUD NZD. Is Gerard still on? The big G. The big G still on, right? G is still on, all right. All right. This is a bit concerning here. This is a bit concerning. All right, it's a bit concerning to me. This was previous analysis, so please just ignore it. I'm going to use a fresh chart here. But actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I have another chart available. AUD. Let me do this. Hold on for me. All right. So this one is a little bit concerning for me. We've hit a zone. If I move back, we've hit the zone here. Big G. Let me make this another color. I'll make this another color. Or you know what? Let me keep it black. Can you guys see the black? Yeah. There we go. So we've hit the zone here. Can you see this here? Big G? Right there. Now, how far along is that? Because that seems like pretty far away, yeah? 2007. 2007. I get the question. I told you guys before, Ash, how far back do you go? There's no limit, because it doesn't matter. Price can go back to 2009, 2012, doesn't matter. You go back to where price is, all right? Everybody with me? And can I please back that up? Was bell bottoms not in this year at some point this year? bell bottoms came back in. And how long ago was that? So don't ever talk to me about how far back you go, you know. Or said, like I say, so, you know. All right, so bell bottoms were back in. The blouses, they still in. Look at that, they still in. Blouses, ladies. All right, who can tell me about something that was back there, you know, maybe 70s, 80s that you saw in 2022? So don't let anyone ever fool you saying you can't go back to 2007 here. All right, everybody, it's possible. So here we're currently at 1.11942. All right, is everybody with me? 1.11942. So when you look at it now from this angle, we are at that zone, yes. And if we reject further, now we got to look and say, okay, the rejection could take us back to either that zone there, this zone here, that zone there, this here. So I'm just multiplying these rectangles so you can see from a cluster perspective. Look at these clusters. There. This is obsession, all right? So there's the first one. Boom. That's the first one. So if it comes back, oh, we've already touched it. Look at that. Right there. Can you guys see that? That's the first one, which is also relevant there. There and there. Can you guys see it? So if I take it off, let me take that off. I'll take this, this, this. Near man. So those two are relevant. Can you guys see that? So now I drop down. Now I drop down because now I want to see the detail. Aha. Do you see this here? And let's look at when we do cut this sucker in half. Talk to me, Cheryl. Talk to me, Cheryl. Kobile, talk to me, Mr. W. 50% exactly on that fib. Mr. W, is it niet lekker nie, man? You know, sometimes when the lips, when you can taste the lekkerness on the lips, yeah? It's something like that. 50%, which works with this fellow over here, guys. Let me put this on. Hold on. Let's put it on. It's working with that fellow there. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see that? So at this point, Big G, we are going back and we are revisiting this area here. So let's first be careful before we do anything. If we break above there, the next zone is there. That's the next zone, 1.11 and 113. That is doable. Is everybody with me? From there to there, 166 pips. That is so doable. Scalpers, guess what? Cut it in half if you want. Cut. Are we together? Cut it in half. Therese, cut it in half. Go out at 112. It's possible. Check this YouTube session out if you want to see more of this. All right? Go and do a bit of revision there. Everybody with me? 14 seconds. Let's go to that end gas real quick there. All right, Big G, let's go to the end gas. Let's go to the end gas real quick. And then I just want to show you that compounding, the concept that you can alter and use it to your advantage. All right. End gas. You guys know daylight savings is going to kick in. November will go from 3:30 opening in the US markets to 4:30. An hour later. Don't forget that. But we will announce it to you guys. We will announce it even in our newsletter. We'll send out notifications that daylight savings will take place. And because color on white, yes. And because of that, We'll see how it goes. All right. So here, Gerard, here, this is pretty straightforward. That area there, that zone over there. And there's a very big possibility we could see it once again. Now that's monthly. All right. Now, if you drop down, we are currently at that area over there. Look at that. Oof. Don't you just love that? Look at that. Right there. Boom. All right. October. You see this? You see this? October, September, August. You see that? Start of July. We're back at the start of July. It traveled all the way up. That's why I say to you guys, look at that. It traveled all the way up and it comes back to July. So never let anyone tell you you can't go far back. Does that make sense, everybody? Don't let anyone tell you that. If they say, no, only see, go back as far as price shows you data. If price shows you the data in 2006, use it. Does that make sense? If price has data there, use it. Everybody clear with that? Everybody clear? All right. So guys, if you have to run, it's 10 to 11. I know that it's morning. Many guys have things to do after the trading room. If you have to run, you can. If you'd like to stay, you can. All right. I want to just afford the opportunity so everybody knows. Is everybody clear with what I've just mentioned here, guys? Can I give everybody 14 seconds? And then all the guys that's streaming on YouTube, that is not a client of Quick Trade, come to Quick Trade so you can get some more concepts. All right. I'll be dealing with that concept now. And I want everybody that is not in Quick Trade to come into the system so that they can obviously see a little bit more, because it doesn't help, you see things and you just walk away. I don't think that's wise. All right, USD, not yet. Big G, let's first wait and see what happens with that, okay? Let's first wait and see what happens here. That's only one candle, so let's first wait. The USD JPY, you're right about that, EJ. Guys, I think we're still coming down here. As mentioned, we got a 4145.319. All right, 145.319. I still see this downside here based on what's happening with the dollar. All right, one more look at the dollar. Look at that. Can you guys see it, my screen? So can you see it's still coming down? And that is a challenge. For all of the guys that obviously have to run, you can. The guys that want to stick around, and then the guys that need to come to Quick Trade, please come through. All right. Big G. I'm going to be for the next Shemaine for the next 29, 30 days. I'm going to be dealing with risk and technicals and fundamentals, but from a more practical premise. All right. You're going to catch up. All right. Got you. All right. If you got a bounce, it's cool. That was it, Shemaine. All right. If you got a bounce, cool. If you don't, cool too.